Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are crafting witch balls. Witch balls are a great way to set intentions and have them throughout your home through the whole year. This is very similar to spell jars, but this hangs up in your window or around your home, wherever your intuition tells you to hang it. For today, we are specifically doing the intention of protection. So this is traditionally hung in the windows that are facing out to the public or the street to protect the home from the evil eye, from people who you don't want to come near your home, etc. So we are going to be using a variety of ingredients today. As with all of my crafts, use what works best for you in your practice and your intentions and your intuition. We measure with our heart with this, so that's what we're going to do today. Again, you do what feels right for you. So all you're going to need for this craft today is a glue gun first and foremost, because we're going to be sealing the top here so it doesn't come apart, but an ornament as well. That's a clear ornament. I'm using a plastic one today because I have little fur babies that I want to protect and I want to make sure they're safe. If this were to ever fall and shatter, I know that plastic's going to be easier than glass. So that's what I'm using. You can also repurpose old Christmas ornaments that you do not want to have any longer if you have clear ornaments in your stash, or you can use a black or silver, even blue to symbolize the evil eye. You can decorate it even further on the outside to look like the evil eye. So again, it's up to you. So you can find these clear ornaments at any craft store, even the Dollar Tree during Christmas time. I found some, so that's really cool to see. I'm also using a funnel that fits through the top of my opening here. You can use a paper funnel or you can just use your fingers. I do that too, depending on the ingredient. And as always, use the ingredients that work for you. I'm going to go through the ingredients I have. You can swap them out. You can use all of them or you can use just some of them, but that's what we're going to do today. I also have some charms, some ribbon to help seal, and I also have stuff for runes as well to add in here. Now you can also add your intention. So today we're doing protection, so you can write an intention that regards to that. Roll it up, seal it, and stick it in your ornament as well. All up to you, all what you want to do, but I'm using a bay leaf for that instead. All right, let's get started. So I opened up the top of mine and I'm going to start with my herbs first and layer on top. So I have eggshells. They're not particularly pretty when you put them in the ornament, but we're doing protection and eggshells are one of the best ways to add protection around your home. So we're doing a couple spoonfuls of this. This is a bigger ornament. It's like 2 hand sizes. So you see how it leaves kind of that film on the bottom? That's okay. We are all about intent here. So we're doing the eggshells. You can use salt, sea salt, regular home salt, Himalayan salt. I have some sea salt here in a Himalayan salt container because we grind it up and it's an easy way for us to do that. Boop, put that in there. So that's going to be our base to help ground everything. And now we're adding the herbs on top. And we're just going to go alphabetically. So we're going to do basil first. Basil is a very utilitarian herb for most workings. So basil is fantastic for protection and for purification. Very similar to rosemary in that way, which we will also be using. So when it comes to basil, I tend to be very heavy-handed in all of my workings with it because it's just that fantastic. All right, next up we have the cinnamon. I bought this big old thing at Costco and I love it. So I'm going to throw in 2 sticks, I think, breaking them in half because we got to make sure it fits in our container. So the cinnamon is perfect for protection, purification, healing, and action. So let's throw in one more. So taking action, inspired action, that's going to be great. Again, measure with your heart. Do it aesthetically pleasing if that helps you too, so you can figure out how that's going to work for your eye. All right, next we've got cloves. I love cloves, use them almost in every working. It's fantastic. They are great for protection because they are pokey and they look like almost arrowheads, spheres of some sort. So great for protection and new beginnings. So I don't know if you are worried about things following you around, attachments, that sort of thing. People, have a new beginning with some cloves. Next up, we have fennel. So this has a wonderful smell. It's weird. I don't know what it smells like, but I love it. Fennel is a great thing to add for protection, strength, and courage, because sometimes we need that to help bolster ourselves. Thyme is also good for protection, for courage, new beginnings, because it also clears negative energy. So you can add thyme in for something else, or you can add it in alongside with it. So like you can use it to swap out whatever we had in there that you didn't have, or add it to what we do have. Okay, our last herb, we've got rosemary. Rosemary is what I use for almost anything involving spell work. It is a versatile herb that you can intermix with any herb that you do not have. This is fantastic for protection, and it has wisdom properties as well. So if you want to be one step ahead, this is a great one to use, and it will provide you what you need. One herb / flower that's really good for this is wormwood, although it's not something that you can really go to the grocery store and get. This is fantastic because it banishes negative energy, and it is like a be all end all herb for protection. So we're going to add a bunch of that in here. Again, you do not need all of these to make one. You can have one, a couple, just a few ingredients, and it still work, because as always, it's about the intention behind the craft. All right, an herb that is very easy to get is chamomile, herb, flower, intermixable. So you can, even if you can't find it just in the flower form, you can go into the tea section, get straight chamomile tea, and cut open the tea bags and use it. So very easy to acquire. I'm using my fingers for this. Chamomile is good for peace and tranquility, which sometimes you just need when you are looking for protection working. So we're going to add this in here, and it's good for protection as well. There's a lot of these that are intermixable in, with their intentions. So like I said, you can use whatever works for you, whatever feels good for you. Just follow your intuition, follow your gut. That's the whole point of these workings, right? These are just a tool to help guide your intent. Another flower you can use is rose for the same purpose: peace, tranquility, and protection. So we'll add a few of this into there. This makes it look pretty. Bring some color into it. All right, and now I'm going to add on top my bay leaf. So bay leaves are great for manifesting and for success. So I'm hoping that this is a success, and my intention is protection. So that's why bay leaf is going in. You do not need to add one. You can just use a piece of paper with your intention on it as well. But I'm using the bay leaf because that's what I had on hand, and it's pretty. And then I have a rune here. So this is the protection rune of algaes. So again, protection, defenses, and a shield. So you can add this again on paper in there, or you can glue it on top if it doesn't fit through the opening. I'm using a pebble that you get at the craft store with some permanent marker on there that happens to be gold. We're just going to toss it in. And next we're moving on to crystals. So first crystal we have our tiger's eye, and I'm using these chips because they're easy, they're inexpensive, and they're a great way to add the crystals to your workings for spell jars and for things like this. So tiger's eye is fantastic for courage, for strength, for protection, for confidence, and for balance. So that's why we're using the tiger's eye there. For grounding too, it's a great earthy crystal. Next, I have labradorite. So labradorite is one of my favorite crystals. It has so many workings that you can use it with, but this is specifically going to be used for protection, bringing in the light, shining in the light, and it's great for transformation. So transmuting those energies, those negative feelings, negative energies, we're transmuting them with the labradorite. And the last crystal we're going to be using is the clear quartz, because that's going to be an amplifier. I use this in almost all of my workings too, because it amplifies the ingredients intents in the witch ball. Now, if you don't have any of these crystals and you like to add them, clear quartz is going to be the most versatile crystal to work with, because it will take on the properties of anything that you would like to intentionally take on the properties of. And if you do have crystals that are tiny enough to put through the opening that, you know, you can find in shops, or that you've had lying around, if you have these, you can add them into, I just like using the chips because they're more inexpensive and a little bit more versatile. So that is it with the ingredients. Now I have these little key charms. Key charms are fantastic to add to your workings. They symbolize protection as well as new beginnings and opening the door to opportunities. But we are using them specifically for protection today. And I'm going to use a couple multiple ones because I want it to be kind of like a confusing energy with protection. I feel like, you know, when you have a bunch of key rings or keys on a key ring, like a janitor, you don't remember which key goes to what door. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for when I'm adding, like, I'll add 5. I know that seems excessive, but that's kind of like the vibe I'm going for. So my intuition tells me to set it that way. I'm setting it that way. So this way too, like the energy can't find the correct key. That's the intent. All right, so that's all set, and now we're going to seal it up. This is where the glue gun comes in, and this is where safety comes in when it comes to heat. All right, I cleaned up my space a little bit. Please don't judge my glue gun. She's been through a lot. So we're going to throw a bead of hot glue around the opening here, so that way it seals up the top so it doesn't come apart. Please be careful when you're doing this. Then you add in the little top piece here and smush it all together. Now, the other thing you can do, which is what we're going to kind of attempt, is add black ribbon around the top here. Black is a protective color. It's going to help negate a lot of that negativity. So like I said, if you had a black bauble that you would like to use instead of a clear one and repurpose it, that would be great for that too. Because you don't technically need to see the inside with the ingredients, but I think it's pretty to see it. So that's why we're doing clear. All right. So here goes the ribbon. Please, again, be careful as you're pressing it around. Okay, so we got our ribbon on the top. And the last thing we're going to do, and again, you can add charms to our ribbon up here as well. You can glue it on. You can add more to the outside if you want, color it, write on it, however you see fit. But I'm good with the charms for now because I've added them inside. So I'm just going to take a piece of black ribbon, tie it through the little opening here, and we have a little decorative hanger, and tie a knot here at the top. You can also use the ornament hangers, those little wired ones that you get at Christmas time. But I think the ribbon adds a more personal touch, and it gets the color that you want on the witch ball as well. So that's it. It's really super easy. And most of the time you can just add ingredients that you have in your kitchen, in your cabinet, ready to go. And don't be afraid to go get cheap herbs if you are in a pinch, because they will work. Again, it's all about intent. However, I will say that there's something to be said about getting ingredients that you know are sourced ethically, locally, or that you've grown for yourself from your garden. So there's a lot more intent that goes behind it with that as well. But if you are a budget thrifty witch, this is the way to go to get, cheap ingredients too. I am not gatekeeping by any means. I am not telling you what is right and wrong because again, your practice is your practice. So now all you do is hang it in a window. And if you don't want to hang it in the window, you can find another place in your home to hang it above your door, your front door, your back door, wherever you feel the need to hang it. I'm going to probably hang it in my front window. So if this has been helpful for you, please let me know down in the comment section if you enjoyed this series. I really love doing crafts. So if you would like to see more crafts, please let me know that too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I love you and I like you. I appreciate the heck out of you. If you have not done so already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you will never miss an upload from me. Thank you so much. And in the description box below, I do have a link tree that will provide you all of my social media as well as my Etsy shop where I do private readings. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.